Morgantown next. We're in wild and wonderful West Virginia. Just the second of 3 home games this month for the Mountaineers as they host the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers University. Welcome to the Coliseum, everyone. I'm John Sanders, along with Doris Burke, and 2 sophomore guards will figure prominently in tonight's game.
Both Todd Billet and Tim Lyles do a nice job scoring the basketball for their clubs. Todd Billet has moved from the 1 guard to the 2 guard, allowing him to be more of a scorer. For Tim Lyles, he's effective, John, as long as he keeps his turnover numbers down.
There was a problem yesterday at practice for Rashad Kent. Did not come here with the team, did arrive today. Everything straightened out. He will start.
What he lacks in inches, he makes up for with a solid frame. He's a very effective scorer and rebounder around the bucket. You've got to pay attention to him.
And he's going to have to use that frame against a guy who certainly does not match up width-wise, but can do it offensively, Calvin Bowman.
Well, Calvin Bowman brings good size at 6'9", but more of a finesse guy. He's also rebounding the ball better for Gail Catlett this season.
Had a terrific game at Syracuse. The Mountaineers played them tight. So did Rutgers when they took on Syracuse. Who's going to win their first Big East game? Will it be Rutgers? Will it be West Virginia? We'll have the starting lineups for both teams coming up from Morgantown after this. Let's take a look at the CSFB starting lineup. First of all, for the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers, Kent is here. He will start the game tonight. Keep your eye on Jeff Greer. He's been around now. Brother of Ricardo, a senior. Very steady, solid player for Kevin Bannon in his 4th season at the helm. 56 wins, 51 losses, 2 NITs in his 4 years here. Starting lineup for the Mountaineers of West Virginia. Lionel Armstead, very consistent of late, 20, 20, and 18. Josh Yeager will get the start in place of Brooks Berry tonight. Gail Catlett, what a terrific career, 23 years here, overall 29 years in the coaching ranks. Gail Catlett, the head coach of the Mountaineers of West Virginia, looking for win number 550 in his career tonight.
Now, certainly when you think about Rutgers, because they're about 7 deep, they'd like to keep this game in the 60s. They'd like to play ball control offensively. And interesting to see the freshman, Mike Sherrod, at the point.
Mike Kitts is our referee. Pat Driscoll and Steve Wilmer are the umpires. We're underway, and the Scarlet Knights controlling. Out in front, the freshman from Brooklyn, Mike Sherrod with it. Goes toward the baseline, then pulls back, finds Greer. Yeager on him, Mountaineers. Billet inside to Wright. Had a career night in the absence of Kent in that post game against Syracuse. Works his way inside, powers it up, and it's Kent who gets it back.
That's what Kent does best. He is an outstanding rebounder. You got to find him and block him out.
Greer, with just 5 seconds left on the shot clock, hits the basket to give the Scarlet Knights the win. We are underway in Morgantown. The Knights in their Scarlet Road uniforms, the Mountaineers in their white, the old gold and blue of West Virginia. Bowman. Fade away. Little short. Moss, the putback missed. Yeager a tip in.
You'll see early the size and ups of this West Virginia team taking its toll inside. Wright and Kent have to check out.
Wright has it tapped away, but Sherrod picks it up.
Both clubs man-to-man. It's interesting to watch Billet at the 2 as opposed to the 1. He now becomes more of a spot-up shooter.
Here comes Greer. Now Wright with a lane jumper, bending off. Tipped out of bounds. It belongs to the Scarlet Knights. Of course, one of the interesting things about Rutgers this year is that Jeff Billet is back as an assistant coach, handling his brother Todd for Kevin Bannon. I was asking Danny Hurley how that was working out. He said they fight like cats and dogs at practice every day. Billet for 3. Yes, he's on target.
Yeah, he's a guy who's very smart, and he'll find seams, and if you turn your back on him to give assistance in the post, he's going to lose you.
That's going to be against Kent. And that's one of the things you talked about. It'll be the quickness of Bowman against the size of Kent.
Yeah, and Calvin Bowman, a guy who could take you away and shoot up the spot-up jump shot. He can use the dribble when he needs to. This is a real challenge for Kent.
Bowman scrambles to get it, feeds Lyles, spots for 3. Good.
Now, the undersized guards for West Virginia have been effective. They have to defend the ball pressure because if they get posted up, it'll be trouble.
Tie ball game. It's 5-5 in the first 2 minutes. Oh, fans wanted to travel. Sherrod's shot from outside. Bending, tipped up and in. It's Kent with a follow.
Quick off his feet, and he does a great job pursuing the basketball. Wide frame allows him to eat up space.
Here's Armstead to Bowman along the baseline. Leans in and scores. See how smooth he is?
Yeah, I mean, here's a guy who'll take you away, but if he wants to, he can, with 6'9" frame, go ahead and post you. He got Kent high side.
Pretty good start, 7-7. Greer goes back to right. Bowman got a hand in. Kick it back to Billet. Guarded by Armstead, out to Greer, working on the freshman Yeager. Here comes Billet leaning in and draws a foul.
There's some similarities between he and his brother Jeff. Both were smart, heady basketball players. With him at the 2, Jeff played the 1 his entire career, but Billet, he's got that ability to lean. He's got an understanding of the game. Watch him just lean into the contact, wants to get himself to the free throw line.
Well, his brother, you'll recall, was an unbelievable free throw shooter. There is Jeff right in the middle. Todd not quite as invincible at the line, shooting 77%. And this is his first opportunity.
Yeah, his brother had his head down as if to say, come on. How can you miss those?
Well, they'll be fighting like cats and dogs again. Missed them both. Yeager has the rebound, so Billet off target with 2. He's been tied 3 times and tapped away from behind by Wright. Saved, and a foul goes on Greer. Really almost had to make that foul, or Moss was going to put it up and in.
He did, and Chris Moss and Calvin Bowman, 2 guys. Moss not as consistent, but both guys can board it, so you have to find them.
Well, they've taken Chris Moss out of the starting lineup a few times because he has struggled. Quick inside pass, and he uses the glass to score his first basket and give the Mountaineers their first lead.
He looks pretty relaxed, and he's focused on getting himself to the glass, which is his forte. Just do what you do well.
Sherrod against Lyles, knocked away, but picked up by Wright. Here's Greer. They want to go inside, but good overplay by Moss. Sherrod from the side, too strong. Kent had it. Yeager tracks it down, almost lost it. Here's the sophomore Tim Lyles, coming off a double-double, the second of his career last week at Syracuse, and he will draw the foul.
You see, Lyles is a guy who, when he gets a transition, he can make some mistakes. So if you're Rutgers, don't foul him there. He gets a nice little crossover to get by the defender, but here he gets himself in trouble, and Wright bails him out with a little reach slap.
He was kind of lucky on that one. He was in trouble. Armstead, 6 3-pointers for his 18 against Syracuse over the weekend. Tracked down by Moss in the corner. Now Lyles. And he's fouled again. It's Mike Sherrod. So that's 2 quick ones on him. And you see that technique that Lyles uses when he gets in traffic against the big guys. He just puts it away like it was a football.
He's going to protect it, not give it up. But depth a problem here, so Sherrod's got to be careful. You've got to go with him.
Moss gets it back to Lyles. They'll reset with 30 on the shot clock. 16-10 to go. We're still in the first half here in Morgantown. Bowman tapped away from behind, out of bounds. It's off the Mountaineers. That'll take us to the 16:04 mark, and checking into the lineup is Mike Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson, a guy who's seen limited minutes, only about 9 a game. So now you get Billet to the point. He'll have to play the 2, and he's got to give him about 12 minutes here.
That was, by the way, the first turnover of the game for either team.
Kent took a pretty good shot. He's walked off the court. He took such a good shot.
Wright makes the basket, and you can see that 20-point game against Syracuse, Kareem playing with more confidence.
Yeah, he's a guy who has skills. They love his work ethic. They love his upside. It's really a matter of experience for Wright.
And I believe Kevin Bannon is calling a timeout. And we will take the timeout with 15:45 remaining first half. 4th tie. It's 9-9. You're watching Big East basketball. Doris Burke. 4 minutes and 15 seconds gone by. And a good start, Doris.
Well, pretty good pace. If you're Kevin Bannon, you've got to get some minutes out of Mike Thompson because your freshman point guard Sherrod picked some early fouls up. So interesting to see how Thompson reacts here.
Cale Catlett has not gone to his bench yet. Still the starting 5 out there, including Yeager, the freshman, getting the start in place of the senior Brooks Berry, the last remaining member of that team that went to the Sweet 16. Lyles off the dribble down the lane, puts it up, and it rolls out. Tipped into the hands of Thompson, finds Billet. He's got Greer on the wing. Kent trailing. Billet takes it down and looks to Greer. Sets up for 3. It's short. Moss had it, tipped away from him. They scramble for it in the corner. And it'll be Rutgers basketball. Scarlet Knights will keep it.
Yeah, Rutgers will take their opportunities to get some cheap buckets if they can. Otherwise, it's ball control and use clock. Thought they had some numbers there, but don't come away with much.
Knights have been tough on defense. Second defensively in points allowed, and also second defensively in defending the three-pointer. Here comes Greer to the baseline. Fades away and comes up short. Wright had it momentarily, tried to get it back, but he's out of bounds. West Virginia ball.
Yeah, Greer, a guy who's got to be a little bit more consistent.
Well, you talk about the wide body of Kent. You look at Kareem Wright at 285. Yes. He's a load also. There's some tonnage out there in the middle.
Two guys that can eat up some space, no question. It's been all man-to-man for the Scarlet Knights thus far.
Knocked away by Rashad Kent. Maybe he didn't come with the team because they didn't have enough food on the plane for both of them. There's some big boys. Eugene Dabney, a 6'10", the sophomore.
You wouldn't pick up the tab if you went out to dinner with both of them.
No. Well, you wouldn't want to go eat with them. There'd be nothing left. That three-pointer rattles out by Josh Yeager. Here is Billet. Thompson on the run. And he's fouled before the shot.
So Thompson has done some nice things. He picked up a defensive board. He gets out in transition there. He looks confident and comfortable.
Foul goes against Yeager. That's his second. It's the second team foul as well. And Barry, the senior, checks in along with John Oliver. Oliver made a start at Syracuse on Saturday. Moss will go to the bench. Oliver has started a few times in place of Chris Moss.
West Virginia shows zone first time, little 2-3.
Well, Rutgers wants to play man-to-man, but they just haven't been deep enough to do it on a consistent basis.
Yeah, I think Kevin's had to adjust his style. You see the shooting ability of Billet, but Kevin, a guy who would like to get up and after your man-to-man, get out and run and do some things, but you have to go with what your personnel can give you.
For Todd, his second three-pointer of the night. And coming in a 35% three-point shooter. And as a team, the Scarlet Knights are shooting at 34%. Here's Lyle. Dump down to Bowman. Backs in, spins, shoots over Kent and hits it. Boy, nice touch.
Yeah, he's a hard guard. He does so many things well, and that little power dribble to get himself squared up.
Billet out in front handles now, of course, with Sherrod on the bench. And Thompson out there. They're going to go to the bench again.
Great play.
Kent inside, and he draws the foul as he powered his way up, and Bowman picks up number one.
Now, there was some hesitancy of Big East coaches to recruit Mr. Kent because of his size. And you think about 6'6", and in one of the more physical and talented leagues in the country, the Big East, he's been able to be effective.
It is Kent who goes to the bench. It was not a shooting foul, so Kent departs. Agzani comes on to take his spot. Sean, a redshirt freshman from the state of New Jersey, Red Bank, New Jersey. And they kick it all the way out in front to Dabney, goes through his hands out of bounds, over in backcourt, but it's not over and back.
It should have been. I don't think the West Virginia player touched that.
But the one official said no. Here is Dabney along the baseline against Oliver. Back to Thompson. Greer from the corner, rims out. Barry will track down the rebound and feed Tim Lyles. This is what Armstead has done very well of late. Shoot the threes, missed that one. Bowman had it, lost it. The putback by Barry won't go, and Agzani with the rebound.
Well, nice pursuit right there. He got beat by Bowman the first time, didn't the second time.
Billet. Now Greer. Greer so far 1 for 4 shooting. Billet buries his 8th point.
You see, he could be effective from the 1 or the 2. This time now with Sherrod out, he's got to use the dribble to get his shots.
Jeff is 3 for 3, 2 3-pointers, and that 2 to restore a 3-point lead, matching the biggest of the first half for the Scarlet Knights. Biggest lead for the Mountaineers has been a brief 2-point lead. Lyles will shoot the 3, fake the drive, comes up short. Barry got a hand on it. It's picked up by Agzani, and back comes Greer. Now Billet deep in the corner. Here is Here's Thompson driving the baseline, gets inside, comes up short. The follow by Dabney goes.
Pretty drive by Thompson. Couldn't get it down, but that's what you get. You get your cleanup guys to go ahead and get after it.
Now it's a 5-point advantage as Bowman shoots from out in front, comes up short. Thompson brings down the rebound. Thompson has been effective. Long bounce pass intercepted by Armstead. First turnover by the Knights. Lyles has it along the baseline, finds Bowman, and he's fouled before the shot. No shot as Connor Fox is set to check in for Rutgers.
If you're Kevin Bannon, you've got to be pleased with what you've gotten off the bench from Mike Thompson. He's giving you solid minutes. He's going to get a rest here.
The foul was on Dabney. We have 11:19 to play in the first half. The Knights have their biggest lead, up 16-11 in Morgantown. Done by Billet in setting things up inside for the Knights, even though he's not playing the point.
Not playing the point, but still orchestrating the play. He's going to go ahead and go baseline or fake baseline, get middle, and then the drive by Thompson. He doesn't get it to go, but because there's help, it allows Dabney to step in.
5-point lead for the Knights. Mountaineers have it. And there's the quick look to Hewitt, the freshman, just into the lineup, and Hewitt gets the feed from Yeager. One freshman sets up the other. 2 points, and it is a 3-point game again.
But Oksane sleeping underneath the hoop.
Connor Fox has checked into the lineup for the Scarlet Knights, so we've seen about all of their depth so far in the first 9 minutes of this game. Bowman with the overplay. Oksane keeps it. And looks to Billet.
With 13, and they're operating out here.
Shot clock now inside 10. Left-hand baseline shot. Oksane is way off the mark. Bowman goes to Lyles. Mountaineers don't have numbers, but Lyles takes it down the lane anyway, draws a crowd, has it batted away, and then a foul call on Moss.
This is something Lyles will get better at as his career goes on. He's over-penetrated a couple times. First time got bailed out by Rutgers. This time right into the heart of 4 jerseys. Too much size in there for him. And eventually his teammate gets called for it.
4 teams fouls so far on the Mountaineers, 5 on the Scarlet Knights. Double team in the corner against Oksane. Dabney from the foul line. Well short. Bowman has the rebound. A week ago down in Charleston, Bowman had a double-double, Doris, with only 6 minutes gone in the game. He was terrific.
You know, a year ago, he was a guy who could get you points. With Marcus Corey, he didn't have to board. Now he's rebounding with authority. He's averaging a double-double. He's been all they wanted him to be.
The holding foul on Moss as he started his drive. That'll go on Dabney. That'll be number 2 on Eugene Dabney. He is the second Scarlet Knight with 2 fouls, and you talked about it. They're not deep enough to get a lot of guys in foul trouble.
No, but Kevin Bannon got some solid minutes, and now you get your key guys back in.
North Carolina, number 6 ahead of Clemson early on as Lyles buries the jumper. His second field goal, 5 points for Lyles, and it's a 1-point game. Greer quickly back the other way, and Yeager got him on the way in.
Greer, a very savvy guy. It's an interesting contrast to his brother Ricardo, who plays at Pitt, but smart, understands how to play the game, and reads the defense there.
That's 2 fouls on Yeager. He is the first Mountaineer with a pair. Not a shooting situation yet either way as Barry's back into the lineup for the second time. Yeager with his 2 fouls goes to the West Virginia bench. And he's got a quick look at Alish Khan, who played so well at Syracuse on Saturday. See if we'll see him some tonight. Gave Cale Catlett some good minutes.
Now, a guy they feel could be very good. He just needs some experience.
Kent looks for help. Connor thought about it. Billet penetrates and had it stripped away as he went in. Greer keeps it alive. Fox will shoot a 3 and hits it.
Wow, he's only played in 4 games, Fox, but against the 2-3 zone, just keeps himself spread and sticks it.
Well, that's his shot, though. The 3-pointer, and he hits it. Now Connor Fox stretches the lead back to 4. Hewitt missed part of this season with an appendectomy, but back in there, getting his regular rotation and minutes as Bowman gets inside and gets the roll.
You see why he's so tough? You have to defend everything. You have to defend the jump shot, so you get up and you challenge, and that allows him to use a dribble. He goes right around.
overplay by Moss. Knocked away. It'll still be Rutgers ball with 8:42 go in the half as Armstead checks back in. And Alish Khan, the guy that I just talked about, is also checking in for the first time. They love him here in Morgantown.
He's a guy that's 7'1", great size. And you can't teach that.
Both teams in the 40s. Each has made 8 from the field thus far.
It's interesting to watch Chris Moss try to get around Rashad Kent, post defense. He's a wide body to try and get top side on.
And Dabney is back on as Jeff Billet. Todd Billet gets his first rest tonight. Knew that was going to happen early, huh, Doris? The bump is called on Hewitt.
I just wondered who was going to do it first, me or you.
That was me. I should get the honors. 2-point game. There is Todd Billet. Rod had to sit early because of the fouls. Gets penetration and gets the roll.
Well, typical of a New York point guard. He's got a little shimmy in his game once he gets in the paint. He can shake his shoulders. He's effective with the dribble.
21-17. The Scarlet Knights have the lead. Moss to Hewitt. They go back door to Barry. Nice overplay by Greer. Got a piece of it out of bounds.
Greer's got great quicks.
And he's got the experience. He's a senior. Armstead along the baseline, and that's the first 2 for him for a while. All of his baskets last game were 3s.
A couple nice sets by Yale Catless Club out of bounds underneath. They've scored 4 points off him.
Here's Wright. They weave off of him. Goes to Greer. Off the screen. Keeps the dribble into the lane. Kicks it in the corner. That one is too strong out of the hands of Connor Fox. Almost stolen by Barry. Greer will spot for 3 and bury it.
They have to be fundamentally sound, Rutgers. They're not going to blow you away scoring-wise. They've got to run their sets, get some offensive boards.
It is the second 5-point lead tonight for the Knights. Alish Khan goes with a sweeping hook, bends off. Moss the putback, and he is fouled. That will count.
Wow. Long sloping hook by Khan.
The foul is on Kareem Wright, and that's a hook. That's a major league hook right there with those arms.
That's a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar kind of hook. This is a better angle of it. You see it. I mean, boy, since Kareem, you haven't seen people. It's become more of a baby hook these days.
That was the old sky hook right there. Sherrod back to the bench as Billet checks back in.
He's a durable guy, Billet. Averages over 37 a game, and you see his physique. He really has added some muscle poundage this season.
Moss completes the old-fashioned 3-point play, has 5 in the game, 7:18 to play in the half. It's a 3-point difference right now. Excuse me, 2-point difference at 24-22. The Scarlet Knights have the lead. You're watching Big East basketball. The Knights have had the lead most of the way so far tonight with 7:18 to play in the half. Right now it's a 2-point difference at 24-22. And let's take a look, Doris, at some of our Volkswagen Big East leaders.
Murphy leading the league in scoring again and 4th in the country overall. And Troy Bell at BC doing a nice job for Al Skinner.
Sure is. He had a good first half last night against Duke.
Yeah, and Eddie Griffin leading the country as well as the conference in boards. And Michael Bradley coming down a bit percentage-wise. He was over 70 early.
Moss goes for the steal and taps it out of bounds. There is the associate head coach now, Rod Baker, one of the top assistants around the country, joining this staff at Rutgers, and Kevin Bannon.
Coming from Cincinnati, had a big part in Kenyon Martin's career there.
Very well respected in the coaching ranks.
Said he's glad to be a little bit closer to home.
Inside to Wright, turns, puts it up and in.
Boy, if they could get consistent play out of Mr. Wright, he's got a great frame and a touch around the bucket. He just needs to be a little bit more consistent.
I'll tell you what, Doris, if he catches it that low, there's no one in this league that could stop that shot.
Yeah, turn the lights out.
Hewitt to Moss, free along the baseline, puts it up and in, and will go to the line. Wright just a little tardy.
Yeah, you see his inexperience coming to play right there. He releases too late on the entry pass. He gets caught high side. See, if he releases a little bit sooner and loses contact, but Moss, the experienced guy, he goes ahead and gathers it.
Well, Moss a chance at his second three-point play. We are in Morgantown as Wright with 2 fouls heads to the bench. The Coliseum, as a matter of fact. I'm John Sanders along with Doris Burke. And Moss uses the backboard. It's got to go in somehow. So that's 8 for the junior from Chesterfield, Virginia. 1-point game. Billet. Oksani. Low to Kent, and he's alone and stuffs it. Again, another guy you can't stop in that spot.
I mean, once he uses his body to clear you, you're almost better with Kent face guarding.
To Bowman along the baseline, working on Kent. Just leans in, bending off. Rebounded on the weak side by Fox. Finds Billet. Kent ahead of the pass. Takes the feed. Missed the shot. Maybe a little too far under, but he'll catch some grief from these Mountaineer fans for that.
Well, he catch some grief because he didn't come here.
That's true. The Fairmont, West Virginia native.
He's actually a little bit hesitant to recruit him. He had actually come to West Virginia's camp as a kid, but again, the consensus was whether or not he could succeed close to the bucket with his size.
Greer. Oksani down the lane, comes up short. The tip is up and in by Rashad Kent. 6 points for the junior. Fairmont just a short drive south of Morgantown.
Well, Rutgers has done a good job with guys Thompson and Oksani. Their dribble penetration has afforded their rebounders an opportunity to go get some things.
Third time that the Knights have had a 5-point lead. That foul will go against the Mountaineers. It goes on Calvin Bowman, I believe. That's number 2 on Bowman.
Gail Catley's club early in the year had a very tough Tennessee team, almost dead to rights, couldn't quite pull it out. Both of these clubs have been in ball games that they've ended up losing. They're really looking for a breakthrough in conference.
Connor Fox will go to the line. There's a chance. He won't do it to match his career high. And somebody was in the lane too soon, so he'll get another opportunity. I think Bowman was in the lane too soon. It's going to bring Oliver into the lineup, put Bowman back to the bench. And at the scores table is Mike Thompson. The transfer from BYU set to check in. And there is the free throw. And for Connor Fox, he has equaled his career high already. Made that three-pointer, now the free throw, and a chance for a new career high.
Gail Catlett trying to get win number 550. When you think about his career and where he's been, he was an assistant under Adolph Rupp. And Rupp actually got him the Cincinnati job. Great story by Drew Catlett. Was telling me this afternoon. Rupp was in his last year. He said to Gail, he said, you interested in that Cincinnati job? He said, yeah. He said, I heard 5 or 6 guys are already involved. And Rupp said, you didn't hear me. Do you want the Cincinnati job? And sure enough, Gail ends up going there and having a great record.
Oliver, that will count. He took the bump and still made the basket. Well, the foul will go against Oksani. Sean will pick up his first, and Oliver gets the basket.
Well, Oksani's had a tough half, but he's a capable guy once he gets comfortable out there.
Connor Fox back to the Scarlet Knight bench. Thompson is checked back in. 4:50 left first half. It's been pretty even throughout. The largest lead has been 6 for Rutgers. Oliver, a three-point play for him. So John, the junior from Manlius, New York, completes the three-point play, makes it a three-point game.
A little pressure, little 2-2-1 now extended, aggressive.
Here's Thompson. He's all alone. No place to go, so he goes back in the corner. Billet gets inside, spins it off, and the follow is right there.
You see, the penetration hasn't gotten him points, but it's been their ability, both Kent and other guys, to go ahead and get to the putback situations that's been effective for Rutgers. It's almost like their second shots are their best offense.
Kent has 8. 5-point difference. Moss, he's been effective so far tonight. Spins inside, taken down by Kent. Kent 4 of 5 shooting so far this evening. Did not join the team until today. Came in with Danny Hurley, who was scheduled to come in late because of a recruiting situation. both these teams, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Kent.
Well, rough play and focusing on that at Kent. The thing you think about a post play is don't displace, and certainly Rutgers Kent did that.
3:56 remaining in the first half, and we will walk to the other end and put Oliver at the line. Bowman is ready to return for West Virginia. But in the 1-and-1.
It was interesting. We had heard so many different versions of what was going on with Rashad Kent early on, that he wasn't going to be on the trip at all.
That he might not play. Well, not only is he playing, he started.
Yeah, you talked to Kevin Bannon. He said it was a situation that just got blown out. It wasn't that big a deal yesterday at practice. And sure enough, he is here and been a factor.
Oliver has 5, 3 of them at the line to cut the lead to 3. Rutgers has the lead. Stay with us. Back with more from Morgantown right after this.
He's not effective. Tough shot, but clean up on the opposite side. Kent is at his best when he does that. And same play, different angle. You see the help goes over. They lose sight of Kent. That allows freedom on the weak side. And he's a very effective finisher.
Well, we talked about it right at the beginning of the game tonight, and there are the numbers so far. Pretty even. We'll see how it plays out.
Interesting contrast with these two guys. The frame of Calvin Bowman so much thinner, but nonetheless effective.
Dabney with the good feet underneath, and that draws the late foul from Berry. So Brooksberry just back in the lineup, fouls Agzani. And that will put Sean at the line for his first opportunity tonight. And he has struggled at the free throw line, just 6 of 15. And that's true of this entire team, Doris. They're shooting under 59% as a team.
Yeah, they've done better the last couple games, averaging 76%. But you really got to be fundamentally sound if you're Rutgers. I think Agzani's going to be a player. I just think he doesn't look comfortable yet for Kevin Bannon. He had a red shirt last year, had a broken bone in his foot, but 8 points against Notre Dame, career high 35 minutes. I think as he gets comfortable, you're going to see some things from Agzani.
Well, 1 out of 2 is about all you can expect of him so far at the line. That's been his average on the year. Armstead finds Lyles. We approach the 3.5-minute mark. Time remaining in the first half here in Morgantown at the Coliseum. Brand new court here. This it was not used last year while they removed asbestos. Berry from deep in the corner, rims out. He has struggled with his shot, but Bowman got it back and puts it in.
Yeah, an interesting situation a year ago. West Virginia playing their home games in 3 different facilities. Not an easy task.
They played in Charleston. They played in Wheeling. They played in Fairmont, and Billet hits his 3rd three-pointer. So Todd in double figures again. Now has 11. Twice this year, and 3 times in his career he has scored 30, and he's off to a good start tonight. And we have a West Virginia player down. Right near the seat area, just to our left as we look at the court.
Tim Lyles.
Lyles holding that left leg up in the air. And Randy Meter has gone out. And while Randy does his work, now Gail Catlett has made his way all the way across the court. I did not even see him go down, but we'll take a break, sort it out with 3:06 left first half. Right now it's the Scarlet Knights leading by 5 in Morgantown.
Looking into the Bear's eyes, Tom fired. The Bear didn't flinch. Welcome to Outdoor Life magazine, where for over 100.
In the meantime, we've resumed play, and Berry goes to the line where he misses his first opportunity as Moss checks back in for the Mountaineers.
Nice to see Brooksberry attack the rim. He had suffered a concussion and has been a little bit hesitant to get after it as much. So good attack of the basket.
Connor Fox back in. Dabney sits down because he has 3 fouls. The first player on either team with 3 personals. The points have been very tough to come by of late for the native of Roanoke, Virginia. And that's better.
He's the best pure shooter. I think it's a matter of him having confidence and stroking the basketball.
Mountaineers now have made 6 of 7 at the line. This is Billet to Fox. Connor Fox getting a lot of minutes early on, along with Thompson. Here's Greer. Dishes it off to Agzani, and outside Thompson off the mark. Connor Fox to Greer. This is a 3. It's off target, and Armstead has the rebound.
A fairly small lineup now for Rutgers, so you've got a rebound from 5 positions, and they fall back to the zone to match up 2-3.
Well, this is one of the problems, is they get it down on the baseline, then back to Hewitt. With Lyles out of there, it falls on the shoulders of Hewitt. And he is a freshman. Here's Barry for 3. Yes!
There it is.
Boy, he needed that.
Yeah, he's got sweet form. It's really a matter of him believing in his ability, and Kevin going to use a timeout here.
It is a 1-point game with 2:03 to play, and right now out of the lineup, back in the locker room, is Tim Lyles because of this contact coming up right here.
Ugh.
And the little guy got the worst of that knee-to-knee situation. So rather than lose that 30-second timeout, he decides to take it with 2:03 to go here in the first half. The Knights have been in control throughout, but yet it's still kind of a shaky situation as far as they're concerned.
Yeah, I think they've done a nice job of mixing in guys who haven't played a lot of minutes for them. Connor Fox and Mike Thompson have been solid. That's all you can ask of your guys who haven't played a primary role.
In the West, you see Georgetown. They have surprised everyone by opening undefeated through 16 games, 4 of them in conference play, and down toward the bottom of that pack, West Virginia and Rutgers. And remember, one of the teams in each division is not going to go to New York.
Yeah, and first time in history that all participants in the Big East Conference will not go to Madison Square Garden in New York. In the East Division, VC also a surprise at 12-2 with 3-1 in conference. A tough loss against Duke last night. And Jason Williams at Troy Bell getting into it a little bit.
And Miami getting its first win of the regular season. So the Hurricanes are on the board as far as victories are concerned. They will be hosting what will probably be a very angry UConn team in Miami over the weekend.
Do not want to face a Jim Calhoun coach team after a loss. It's typically when they're at their best.
A lot of minutes for the bench players so far, and 3 of them are out there right now. Well, tonight's game is produced and distributed by ESPN Regional Television Incorporated. West Virginia bench, though, has provided 10 points. It's because Oliver has 5. Barry has 4. And Jay Hewitt has a couple. This is not part of the bench. Billet, even though he's a sophomore, it just seems, maybe because of his brother, that he's been out there forever.
There's similar styles, similar physiques, and
different shooting technique.
Oh, Todd is so much nicer looking.
I'll tell you what, though, his brother got the job done.
That was effective.
Here is Todd on the dribble. Shot clock at 5. Greer across the lane. Fox will have to shoot a 3. Bending short. Rebound to Alish Khan. Finds Hewitt. 1-point game right now. Armstead's fadeaway. Good. And it gives West Virginia its second lead.
Connor Fox did everything you could ask defensively. Kept him in front. Forced a tough shot.
A little different, though, for Lionel Armstead tonight. He had 6 threes at Syracuse on Saturday, and he has 2 two-pointers tonight. We're in the final minute of the opening half. Shot clock winds to 15. Billet off the dribble, puts up the runner, too strong. Rebound to Moss. Now Hewitt.
You see the difference in offensive rebounding right now there for Rutgers.
His fadeaway doesn't go, tipped away, and Billet comes back. Three-pointer. Fox is too strong. Kept alive, though, nicely that time by Thompson. Billet from the side. That won't go. Armstead the rebound in the final 25 seconds, first half.
With Wright, Dabney, and Ken on the bench, there's been no offensive rebounding. One of Rutgers' most effective weapons in his first half.
Well, we thought it would be the opposite way, but a 6-0 run by the Mountaineers since Lyles got hurt and went back to the locker room. Our score here is 38-37. West Virginia leading. Other top 25 action. North Carolina winning at home against Clemson. The game is still in the first half.
Is that 46 straight times they've lost at North Carolina?
It must seem like forever to the Tigers. Georgia has the early lead over number 7 Florida. And that game just underway. Villanova and Virginia Tech. The Wildcats are at home. Tech got its first win a week ago as they defeated Miami. It was a very happy moment down in Blacksburg. Yes. They finally got that first Big East win. Kevin Bannon, looking for his first conference win of the year, has taken his team to the NIT the last 2 seasons. A year ago, they lost at Kent in the NIT. Hewitt walks it up.
You gotta believe they eventually want to run this thing through Bowman.
Let's see if the hold foul goes against Rutgers. It probably will. It's going to go on Thompson. Mike Thompson from Winona, Minnesota, picks up his first foul. Gail Catlett's going to make some changes. The players went toward the bench, and Mike Kitt said no.
Well, Bowman's got to shoot it, but he wanted the other guys to come on over.
So Bowman will go to the line. Alex Kahn is still standing near the scores table, not sure exactly what he's supposed to do. So there'll be no Mountaineers around the free throw lane as Bowman prepares to shoot.
I think Gail thought that Bowman would know to stay and shoot the shots, and he just wanted the other 4 guys over to him.
Yeah, and referee Mike Kitt said, wait a minute, where's everybody going?
We need a shooter.
Kahn is going to replace the shooter Bowman because Gail Catlett does not want that 3rd foul picked up in the final 8 seconds. Biggest lead of the game as Bowman hits both. He's in double figures with 10. West Virginia 8 of 9 at the line and have a 3-point lead.
A good strategy here. Extend and force a tough shot.
Billet pressured by Hewitt keeps his dribble all the way down the lane. Then he tried to kick it to the corner, deflected out of bounds with 1.1 left in the half.
Yeah, Billet going to tell Fox take it out because he'd like to get this shot.
Let's see if they can get it to him. Instead, it's Greer putting up the last shot. Half, it's off the mark. We have played the first 20 minutes tonight. Even though they trailed most of the first half, West Virginia will go to the locker room with a halftime lead of 40-37. We will start our halftime activities with the Big East Wire after this.
When do you first?
And the Mountaineers of West Virginia. Time to take a look at tonight's edition of the Big East Wire. Troy Murphy of Notre Dame heads a list of midseason Wooden Award hopefuls from the Big East. Clearly one of the top players in the country. Murphy is also the reigning Big East Player of the Year. Albert Mooring of UConn, a senior with a silky smooth stroke, is also in the running for the Player of the Year honors. Preston Shumpert of Syracuse has gained recognition this year, averaging more than double his output of a year ago. And finally, there is Eddie Griffin from Seton Hall. This fantastic freshman leads the nation in blocks. He's near the top in scoring and rebounding as well. There you have it from a list of 30 midseason players from the various Division I schools. These are the 4 picked from the Big East who are candidates for the Wooden Award. But no matter if it's the Blue Devils with the Cameron Crazies at Duke, a perennial powerhouse like the University of North Carolina, or facing a winning tradition like a Kentucky, or even doing battle with the defending national champions, the Big East doesn't back down from anyone. In fact, the Big East Conference not only plays the toughest non-conference teams in the country every year, it almost always comes out a winner in those matchups, even if it means having to sweat out a few wins. In the last 5 seasons alone, the Big East has continued to dominate non-conference play, recording better than 100 combined wins, posting a better than 700 winning percentage. Well on their way to more of the same. Speaking of winning, more of the same from Jim Calhoun in his 28th season as a head coach, 14 at UConn, less than 10 wins for him, away from 600 in his career. Also closing in on that magic number 600, is head coach of the Orangemen, Jim Boeheim. 24 years, all with the Orange. Boeheim has become synonymous with Syracuse basketball, making 20 trips to the NCAA. Taking a closer look at these two active coaching legends, it is apparent that both should easily reach the 600 plateau before the end of this season. The only question is when. Coming up, we'll take a look at the Big East Player and Rookie of the Week. We'll check out some other scores when we continue from Morgantown after this.
In conference, and they had a career high in a win this week, 19 points. Just a pain in the neck to play against defensively.
No kidding. If he doesn't score any, he's still a pain in the neck when he defends you. So congratulations to him. Now the Big East Rookie of the Week, and it's no surprise. This guy's terrific and going to get better.
Another in a very long line of great New York point guards and quality rookie point guards in the Big East Conference. But Omar, over 10 assists a game in 4 conference games. He is special.
One of the good things about the Big East, it is young this year, but still very strong because of talented players like Omar Cook. And we're seeing some of those young players in action here tonight. We have another 20 minutes to go. We'll look at some highlights and stats from the first half of play when we continue with more Big East basketball from the Coliseum in Morgantown. Players in the first half. Oddly enough, 17 of those players, no, that's not right. 16 of those players managed to score points in the first half. So they spread it around pretty good each way. We welcome you back to halftime. I'm John Sanders again with Doris Burke. And Doris, let's take a look at some stats. Very turnover-free first half of play.
Yeah, relatively clean. Only 5 combined turnovers. And you think about Rutgers, they got some solid production off their bench. Their 3-point field goal shooting percentage pretty good at 5 of 12. And rebounds pretty even up. Both teams doing a nice job with second chance opportunities.
A little bit of an edge in that category to the Scarlet Knights. And the guy that got Rutgers off and rolling, they led most of the way, was a guy by the name of Billet. No surprise, because he is their leading scorer.
Well, he slid to the 2 position. It makes him more of an offensive threat. Right off a screen, does a solid job getting away from his defender and bangs it out. And you think about Rashad Kent, you think about a guy who's been a solid offensive rebounder his entire career. Weak side board, he gets an easy putback. Yeah, for the other side, West Virginia, Calvin Bowman, as you said, he is fun to watch. He can do so many things.
That was a quick lay-in that time by Sherrod, who got into foul trouble. But at the other end, the guy that was kind of quiet as far as the threes were concerned, it was Armstead with 2 tonight instead of 3.
Quick little inbounds play that they were effective on.
But they did battle back in the closing minutes of the first half to take the lead by 3. That is their largest lead of the first half. Throughout most of the first half, though, it was the Scarlet Knights who had the lead. Other scores, they are at halftime. In North Carolina, 44-31. The Tar Heels have the lead over Clemson. It's a 1-point lead for Georgia at the half over Florida. And Villanova with a 5-point lead over Virginia Tech. We'll be right back to start our second half. First, let's pause for these words. We've got more Big East basketball coming in the first half, and it has been spread around, as I said. We've recomputed, and 15 of the 18 guys who played in the first half got points. 2 players, Billet and Bowman, are in double figures, with Kent and Moss not far behind. So they have spread it around pretty well. You've got to be pleased if you're the Scarlet Knights that you've gotten good production out of your bench. Also, as far as Oliver and some of the people coming in, they have done a good job. Brooksbury for West Virginia.
Yeah, both teams getting scoring, a little bit of scoring punch, but more importantly, just minutes. Solid minutes distribution in the first half for both teams. It became important for Rutgers early because of the foul trouble to Sherrod.
One of the keys, I don't think I've seen a Big East game in recent years where combined the 2 teams had only 5 turnovers at halftime.
That's like watching a John Chaney game. Teams know they take care of the basketball against him or they don't have a shot, and Temple always has low numbers. And both teams came in saying turnovers have to be low. You know, there's not a large margin of error on either side.
If there's a bad omen as far as Rutgers is concerned, they have won just once when they trailed at the half. They're 1-6.
The Kevin Bennett's club, they've been in games, but the problem is they've gone down to good teams, had a battle back, and then can't get over the hump.
Hewitt will start the second half along with Berry, Bowman, Moss, and Armstead. So Lyles is not back out. I don't even see him on the bench over there. He banged knees in the first half with Agzani, and he has not come back on. We go back to the original starting lineup for the Scarlet Knights with Billet, Sherrod, Wright, Kent, and Greer. And Lyles is not back out. That's not good news. Off the Berry set, Hewitt, the freshman. Looks to Armstead. Three-pointer by Lionel Armstead off the mark. Wright has the rebound.
Not a particularly good luck. They used some time, just never really got anything developed.
Sherrod against Hewitt down the lane, puts it off the glass, a little short. Moss snares the rebound. Chris has played well.
He's focused on rebounding the ball. Chris Moss is an outstanding leaper and just a quality rebounder.
6'8", 221. He has the ball right now against Wright, who has the size. Bowman gets low, and you can't stop him there.
Yeah, that should be a situation they work hard, that high-low situation, because Moss is a capable passer out of that high post.
Winding down the first minute of the second half. West Virginia has added to its biggest lead. They're up by 5 at 42-37. Kent along the baseline against Moss. Goes over the back to Wright. Moss scrambles for the rebound and gets it. Wright might have gotten away with a foul. Here's Armstead at the other end. Pulls up for his jumper. It's short. Wright has the rebound.
Wide open. Look, get it, drop that.
Here's Billet spotting for 3, and he buries it.
Yeah, because you know he will on the opposite side.
That is 4 3-pointers for Todd tonight, and he has 14 points in the game. Inside, Bowman draws a double team into the hands of Armstead, but knocked away and pulled down by Wright. I don't know if that'll go as a turnover or not, but it should be. As the pass was deflected and wound up on the rim. Wright from the side, pushes it up, misses, and there's Moss with another board.
He's done a nice job. You got to believe that Gail Catlett addressed his troops and said, make sure you block out, because Rutgers' best offense in that first half was second opportunities.
Hewitt out in front. Threw it away.
Here's what he can't do. You need him to be solid with the basketball. Sherrod not going to hurt him offensively if he's solid defensively.
Connor Fox on in a hurry. Sherrod to the bench, Wright to the bench is Dabney, who has 3 fouls, checks back in for head coach Kevin Bannon. That's 7 rebounds now by Moss. 3 of them early here in the second half.
Yeah. See, he and Goree were the tandem they had to worry about last year. Now it's Bowman and he.
Kent gets it back from Greer, powers it up and in, and draws the foul. Didn't work the first time, but it did the second. Second foul on Moss.
He's just such a wide frame. You could try to go around, but really, if you don't get around early on Rashad Kent, you can call it a night. You see Chris Moss elects to play behind, but the quickness of Kent is deceptive at times.
Kent is 5 of 6 shooting. Foul number 2 on Moss. And he banks his in. That must be the style at that end.
Twice.
That's 11 points. And the first lead of the second half. Hewitt inside, pushes it up, bending short. Rebound by Dabney. Finds Billet. Todd finds Greer. And Hewitt got a piece of him on the way to the basket.
Yeah, good find by Billet. See, they're selective when they want to run.
Number 2 on Jay Hewitt from Richmond, Virginia.
You get the sense that Billet will push it if he senses numbers. He senses it here, defense not in position. Greer, usually he'll finish those.
Greer is 69% shooter at the line, and he makes his first opportunity tonight. Jeff had only 5 in the first half. 1 3-pointer. Sherrod back for Fox, so that was a quick blow for Sherrod. And another coming up for Jeff Greer. These 2 teams will meet next week. The rack. Moss tried to save it, can't do it. And we've seen that happen a lot this year in the conference. Teams will play twice within a very short period of time.
And it's a sense of freshness. You know what's coming at you. Film work a little bit reduced, probably.
Here's Sherrod. Billet.
2-3 zone here, and that's a mistake. I think Bowman got caught out of position, didn't know what defense they were in.
But Dabney did not get the bounce. Moss picks up his 8th rebound, and Hewitt comes back. Hewitt playing in place of the injured Lyles, who did not come back on the court. Banged his knee in the first half, has not returned. Here's Bowman. Will face the basket and shoot. That's short. Sherrod has the rebound. The Knights have numbers. Sherrod kept the ball and lays it in.
Yeah, he got a little shimmy in him, and just good read there. Defense never commits, so he does the right thing.
Biggest lead in the second half now for Rutgers. They're on a 9-0 run, and it opened up a 4-point advantage after the Mountaineers went up 5. Nice drive by Hewitt.
A good rub with his defender off a little high screen.
Second field goal for the freshman. 2-point game. We have played 4 minutes of the second half. Here's Dabney with it. Now Billet inside. Again, Dabney was alone, and he traveled. I think he lost the handle on his way up. That'll take us to a timeout with 15:58 to play in the game. Right now it's Rutgers by 2. You're watching Big East basketball.
They invest their time, their energy, and their talent in our future. But when it comes to their future, people in education turn to TIAA-CREF. For over 80 years, we've provided financial solutions to some of the best minds in America. Now investors everywhere can plan for tomorrow with TIAA-CREF mutual funds. TIAA-CREF, ensuring the future for those who shape it.
If we want to get the word out about college hoops,
No question about it. He's a fine passer, and as long as he doesn't try to do too much, he's solid. Yale gets him out a little bit late.
And they had to hurry to get it in play. Mike Kitts is not messing around tonight. He said, here's the ball. Start the count. Here's Moss. There's some banging inside. And let's see if this goes on Kent. I think it will.
And he's trying to use his frame to get Bowman off the block. He gets a smile from him.
That is his third foul, however. He and Dabney have 3. Bowman short jumper off the glass and good. That's 14 for the transfer from San Jacinto Junior College in Texas.
Yeah, you might expect with a guy with as much experience as Gale, their out-of-bounds plays have been effective. A little mid-post screen there frees a nice, solid shooter.
We're tied for the 5th time. 4.5 minutes into this second half. Billet is alone. That means trouble. That one misses, but Kent has the offensive rebound. They'll reset. Sherrod into the lane. Puts up a runner. It won't go, and the foul's going to go on the freshman Hewitt.
Rutgers doing some nice things right now. Get a shot for Billet off a double screen, and you've got to use him off screen. Sherrod, a guy who could take you off the dribble, so mixing.
That is the 3rd foul on Jay Hewitt. So the foul's beginning to mount both ways. Sherrod to the line, where he's only a 58% free throw shooter.
When you think about West Virginia, there he is, Mr. Lyles, checking back into the ballgame. He's made his appearance as Oksani comes in as well.
Well, he wasn't even on the bench to start the second half. Let's see how he holds up. That left knee is wrapped.
You wonder if he went knee to knee, or if maybe he got a muscle bump and is tight, because the way he's walking looks real tight.
The right had the offensive rebound, but couldn't get the putback. And that foul will go against the Scarlet Knights. Oksani will pick up his 2nd foul.
And there's the knees, walking a little bit stiff.
It is a contusion in the knee, which means he banged it. Here's Armstead. Off a little screen, bending good.
Yeah, he's got good rise. He's a generous list at 5'11", but excellent rise when he gets off his feet.
Now, wait a minute, Doris.
Generous, that's like saying you're 5'10". Not.
I'll remember that.
Okay.
Here's Billet. Mountaineers back on top by a point. Oksani down the lane, and he is greeted by Moss.
Wow.
Fans won't like that. It's a held ball, and Kevin Bannon won't like that. Everybody thought he was going to call a foul. He did not.
Great block. Just an absolutely great block right there. Good call and the right call.
Well, not according to the coaches for the Scarlet Knights. Not that they have a vote here, you understand, but it will be Rutgers basketball on the possession arrow. And Mike Kitts is still at the table, double-checking this possession situation. And so until he's ready to go, we won't go.
Oh, what a nice, strong move by Oksana, he just has to be a little bit solid with the basketball, more confident. He was on that aggressive move.
We've had only 3 blocks in this game tonight, but this is as good as you'll see right here.
Might be a bit hesitancy now. He finally makes a nice strong move with the basketball and gets greeted by Mr. Moss.
It's not supposed to happen, is it?
It didn't when he was at Red Bank.
Yeah, he's not there anymore. He's down here in the hills of West Virginia.
Tough place to win.
It is. It has been a great building, and believe me, Gail Catlett and the Mountaineers missed it last year.
That's one of the things both coaching staffs talked about coming into this basketball game, the fact that in the Big East Conference, you win your home games or you're going to be in big trouble. So this is an important game for West Virginia.
Well, not everybody can do as Miami had done for a couple of years until this year, and that's win night after night on the road. Greer down the lane, scoops it up, bending off. Wright has the rebound and powers it up, but he'll be called for the foul.
And the little guy, Berry, gives up the body. Yeah, that's exactly what Berry gives you, a guy who does the little things. And as soon as you dip your shoulder, you're going to see it. And here's why it's called. He gets the board, and it's this. Boom. The little dip and lean, and that's why the foul is called.
That is his third. So he has 3. Kent has 3. Dabney has 3. So all the big men have 3 fouls for the Scarlet Knights. Moss facing the basket. Armstead up with his jumper. Good.
That little hesitation with Mike Pitts at the scorer's table, it was regarding the shot clock, and reset or no reset on the block shot should not have been. No change of possession.
Here's Billet. He hits that one to make it a 1-point game. Todd has 16 points tonight. He played well against the Mountaineers last year, had 10 and 24 in the 2 meetings, both won by West Virginia.
Well, nice luxury for him. Relieve some pressure, let Sherrod handle it, and he is capable. You wonder how he'll do against larger defenders.
Well, you can't leave Bowman alone like that.
Greer disgusted as he comes up the court, knowing he's got to get out a little bit faster.
You've at least got to contest it.
Yes.
He has 16, 13:30 to go. Now Billet around Moss. Hands to Sherrod. Kent draws a crowd of 3. Wright called for a 3-second violation. He drew 3 defenders and was in there too long. Mountaineers up by 3. Will have the ball.
Guy who will get better. It's a process. He's got great leadership skills. Only a sophomore, redshirted a year ago.
Well, the Mountaineers shooting the ball very well in the second half, Doris. They're 6 of 10 so far.
Yeah, they had to start the half without Lyles, and now he'll have to handle the pressure from Sherrod.
I'm sure that he can do all the things he'd like to do though right now.
He's a guy who likes to attack the basket.
Here's Oliver. Inside Yeager, batted away from out of bounds by Armstead, and I think that is going to make it a Rutgers ball. You can't play from the baseline when you're out of bounds. Kent will return to the Rutgers lineup. Wright goes back to the Scarlet Knight bench.
Yeah, they counter with Kahn. So Kareem Wright goes out.
Each team now with 5 turnovers in the game. And with Bowman and Kahn in there, they go a little bigger. Yeager is not small by any stretch of the imagination. The sophomore from Beelington is 6'8". Oksana. Sherrod. Billet. 3-pointer on the way. Comes up short. Rebound by Kahn. Now he's going to show his dribbling ability. And they love it in Morgantown. Oh, my. Kahn just put it on the court, brought it up. However, Kevin Bannon thought he had dribbled twice. Here's Lyles. Kahn looks inside, comes back for a 3-pointer by Lyles, short. Off the back of the iron. Kahn tries to save it. Sherrod has it. And it's a foul on Armstead, I believe. Nope, he was out of bounds.
Yeah, just a sideline out of bounds.
And Oliver will come back. Alish Khan returns to Gail Catlett's bench. Fans wanted him to stay out there. He is a crowd favorite, not only here in Morgantown, he's a huge favorite in Charleston, where they played a lot of games last year.
Gail constantly teaching.
12 minutes to go. 3-point game, Mountaineers leading. They left the Oksani with a miss, and Bowman has the rebound. Here's Armstead, cut off by Billet. Bowman from the foul line. That's a three, and it's good.
He's streaky. You got to get up on him.
First three-pointer tonight for Armstead. Biggest lead of the night for West Virginia, up by 6, 55-49. He has hit his last three. Sherrod keeps the dribble. Now Billet backs away. Armstead on him. Off the screen. Billet almost slipped. Sherrod puts up a two-pointer. Bending off. Scramble underneath, and here is Yeager. Looks to Tim Lyles. Good spin move around Sherrod. Finds Oliver, and it's blocked. Both players hit the deck. Let's see if they call anything.
You can get the sense for Rutgers, it's very difficult at times for this team to score. And then you cannot give up easy ones on the defensive side. It's good spin and find by Lyles, and Oksani makes a nice play on it.
That is a timeout with 11:06 to play. Mountaineers by 6. You're watching Big East basketball. Night for Lionel Armstead, and it helped his team to its biggest lead.
Yeah, Bowman working the high post. They back off. Billet a little bit late to challenge, and Armstead makes him pay.
He is a 36% three-point shooter, and that's his first one tonight. He had 6 against Syracuse on Saturday. As a matter of fact, the Mountaineers used the three-pointer to climb back in the game. Got close, but Syracuse held them off.
Yeah, they're not a team that uses a lot of threes. Their opponents have taken over 100 more than that, but in spots, effective with it.
There's the shooting comparison. West Virginia better in the second half, and Yeager underneath tried to push it back up. Held ball, and it's going to stay at this end.
So Oksani makes 2 nice blocks. Quick look, weak side board, giving up. Yeager gets his feet. Yeah, nice job by Oksani.
And the quick inbounds play by the Mountaineers. They've been pretty good at that tonight. Now they'll have to reset with 30 on the shot clock. Inside 11 minutes left here in the second half. Yeager with it, got the start tonight. Here's Oliver. Armstead, he's provided the spark here offensively in the second half, and he'll get a chance to go to the line. That'll be number 3 on number 3, Mike Sherrod.
As you said, Armstead, a guy who's been consistent of late scoring the basketball. Last year, a little bit up and down, as you might expect, a freshman, but smart play there to draw the contact.
Pretty good at the line, 26 out of 33. And the foul on Sherrod means that the Knights now have 4 players with 3 fouls. A dozen for Lionel Armstead. And checking into the lineup for the first time in the second half is Mike Thompson. And West Virginia 9 of 10 at the line. They've been effective.
Making good use. They're not, you've talked about Rutgers' problems. West Virginia just 67% as a team.
That's better than 59, though.
Yeah.
Means you're making a few more. He gets the roll on number 2. So he's now 28 of 35 at the free throw line, has 13 points in the game. And the 8-point lead is the largest tonight, 57-49. West Virginia looking for its first Big East win. Greer has it taken away by Armstead. Scramble for the loose ball. Oliver gets it, tries to push it ahead, and does to Tim Lyles. Lyles along the baseline. Yeager with a jumper good.
Yeah, you see, normally Lyles would go right at the rim, and instead, he's forced to pull up, and they get something positive.
Well, because your natural reaction is to look to Lyles to do that.
Yes.
So the other guy is open for the 10-footer. Dump down Kent, foul Oliver.
Oof.
All of that was for show. Won't count.
Rattle the rim.
No, we don't need one of those backboard situations.
No.
We are just past the midway point in the second half. And the 10-point lead, the largest of the night for either team. First double-digit lead we've had. Kent kicks it to Thompson. Back again, and that one is almost stolen. Thompson gets it back. Skip it to Billet for 3.
Man, he has got a quick release. He's only 6 feet, so he better get rid of it quickly.
He has 19 points, 5 of them on 3-pointers. Just like that, it's 59-52. Moss with a turnaround. Comes up short. Kent has the rebound. Back from the Scarlet Knights. Here's Billet inside. Battle for the ball and was touched last by Oliver and Moss. They were battling over the rebound. Billet wanted a foul call, didn't get it.
He got his feet taken out from underneath him. That's a dangerous situation.
Bowman and Barry will return. Oliver and Yeager to the West Virginia bench.
Yeah, brief blow because the board situation critical now. You've got the lead, so control the backboards.
Quick inbound to Greer. He didn't shoot. That shocks me.
Yeah, and he had a great look.
Billet comes up short. Moss pulls down the rebound. 16 different players have scored tonight. 14 different players have committed fouls. Well, it's been spread around both ways. West Virginia has the ball and a 7-point lead. Here's Armstead. He's provided the boost in the second half. Lyles for 3. He comes up short, and the rebound is pulled out of there by the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, Lyles can't bend his knee, so his shooting form effective.
Lyles does track it down in the corner, keep it alive for West Virginia. Ahead to Barry. Bowman, baseline jumper, bending short. Moss had it momentarily, gets it back, leans in, puts it up, bending no good. Here's Barry with a piece of it, and now Billet touched it last.
Well, it looked like Chris took some contact inside, and he went for that putback. He drew the body. So kept me surprised at how well his club has rebounded. They're not possessed with great size, but outboarding people by 5.
9 of Armstead's points have come here in the second half, and he has led West Virginia to the lead. Kent with a steal, although he kicked it and got a little too close to us for my comfort. It's a big man coming at you.
Yes.
Fortunately, he was headed for you, Doris.
You might be a little faster on your feet.
Oh, I was bailing. I was looking elsewhere.
You weren't going to spread that coat out and be a gentleman.
You're right here. Get ready. 15 on the shot clock. We're inside the 8-minute mark. There's Bowman leaning in, bending no good. And Moss might have gone over the back.
A good solid weak side check out by Thompson. He had given up some boards, didn't want to do it again.
Number 3 on Chris will take us to a timeout with 7:49 to play. It's 59-52. Some hot shooting by Armstead has led West Virginia to the lead. We'll be back with more from Morgantown. Leaded by 7, 59-52. Let's take a look at our BMW ultimate drive of the game. It's Lyles who gets it going.
Yeah, he drives, pushes it up court, gets it over here to Mr. Yeager, and he'll stick it. A little bit hampered by that knee. You can see he's coming up a little bit stiff, but nonetheless, gets it where it needs to be.
Like I said, you still have to jump out on him. You can't let him just cruise in there uncontested. Right now, Josh is on the West Virginia bench.
This is a guy who's coming around. He's steadily improving, getting some more minutes. And
well, he got the start tonight in place of Brooks Berry.
yeah, he did. He's a guy who, because of his youth, if he gets some things happening early, he's been more effective.
And what I've seen of Rutgers offensively tonight, I think they have a little bit of a tough time when they have to play from behind.
Yeah.
They cannot score in a real big hurry.
Yeah, you can tell things can be painfully slow offensively for Rutgers.
Thompson hands the ball to Billet. Gets it back. Thompson down the lane against Bowman. Spins inside. Moss is there. And that hand came down, and that's going to cost him his 4th foul. If he just kept it up, he'd have been all right, maybe.
Pretty good looking move by Mr. Thompson. Shows the ability to dribble through traffic. A guy with great success at Cincinnati, 126 and 44, and then elects to come back
Thompson at the line. Gale also took Cincinnati to 3 NCAAs and 1 NIT.
Remember the '98 team? Great seniors on that ball club for Gale, and how they could pressure the basketball. The Sweet 16 appearance, what a great year.
That was with a very veteran team. Brooksbury is the only one left from that club. Thompson gets 2 at the line, and they slice the lead to 5. Rutgers is not going away. We approach 7 minutes left here in the second half. Miles has played since coming back on after hurting his knee in the first half. They get it from Barry and then go low to Oliver. 3-pointer. This one is bending off. Put back Oliver won't go, and Oksani has the rebound. Kicks it ahead to Billet. They've got 3 on 2. Billet will spot for 3, spins it in.
Yeah, it's just a great decision because he saw 2 rebounders running the floor, so why not take that opportunity?
That is 22 now for Billet. He has 6 3-pointers in the game. 2-point game. Rutgers right back at him after the men from Morgantown opened up a 10-point lead here in the second half. An 8-0 run by the Knights. Here's Barry. Puts up a jumper. That's way off the mark. Greer to Billet. They don't have numbers now, so Billet will kick it off. Thompson powers his way inside and will go to the line.
Well, Thompson, I thought in the first half he gave him great minutes. He's backing it up here again in the second half. Consistent 20 minutes here by Mr. Thompson. He's been aggressive attacking the rim. And you watch this pass by Billet. He finds him, and the adjustment in the air. And Thompson, yes, sir. Billet appreciates it.
A chance to put his team back on top for the second time in the second half as Billet has a word with Danny Hurley. We are tied at 59. That 10-point lead is gone. As a matter of fact, the Scarlet Knights are back on top. 5 points, all in the second half for Mike Thompson. 60-59. Rutgers has the lead. And Hewitt is going to call a 30-second timeout. So the fans here in Morgantown getting a little bit impatient with their team. They built that 10-point lead. And there is Barry, who is the last member of the Sweet 16. But the run right now goes the other way to the guys in the Scarlet uniform.
Now look at that, 11 zip in the last 3:30. And you got to go back to Bowman. I mean, he's been your most effective scorer consistently.
Well, you build a 10-point lead, you take a deep breath, and you look up and you're down by 1.
Not in this conference. I don't think you can afford to take a deep breath.
If you do, it better be after the game. 6:03 to go. West Virginia's last basket was over 4 minutes ago. They scored at the 10-10 mark to build the 59-49 lead, but it's been all Scarlet Knights since then.
Got to do a better job, I think, finding Billet, and sometimes it takes your forwards to give some assistance. They run them off some screens, so one of those big guys got to step out, hedge, and just give the guard time to get over.
Tried to go inside to Moss. It was stolen away by Thompson. 6 turnovers in the ballgame by West Virginia. That one is costly. I guess they're all costly. Stolen by Armstead. He's ahead of the pack and lays it home. Boy, Lionel's had a great second half. 15 points for him, 11 of them in the second half.
Yeah, he's picked his opportunities. Nice little defensive play to strip Oksani from behind.
West Virginia back on top by 1 as they cut off that 11-0 Scarlet Knight run. Who's going to come out in the final 5 minutes of this one? It's basically even. A 1-point lead for West Virginia. Shot clock at 10. Greer around Moss. Puts up the baseline, or excuse me, the free throw line jumper. Kent fouled by Oliver.
I guarantee you 9 times out of 10 when the shot clock gets under 10, they're going to set for Greer because he's a guy who's capable of getting himself shots off the dribble.
Alish Khan will return to the West Virginia lineup with 5:01 to go. He can't come in until after the first free throw. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Kent not close.
36% on the year. I mean, a guy who's going to get there really needs to improve his free throw shooting.
It's even worse when you look at it this way. He's 17 out of 54.
Oof.
That is not pretty. And he missed again. Alish Khan has the rebound. 2 misses at the line. Here's Moss. Takes it in, gives it to Bowman, and he scores.
Yeah, good find, good substitution. Now Gale got Chris in at the last break, and he immediately makes an impact.
That is 18 points for Calvin Bowman. 3-point lead, West Virginia. Thompson with it. Billet. This is a long three, and it's good. 25 for Billet.
That's just beautiful. See, he had been rubbing the defense and cutting through the lane. That time he fakes down and then pops back out. That's just smart basketball.
7 3-pointers for him. Hewitt tried to kick it back. It's deflected by Greer, so no over and back. 63-63. Billet with 14 in the second half, had 11 in the first half. Armstead has it stolen by Greer. He pushes it up, takes it in, draws the foul. Bowman got him with the body.
And Greer's length sometimes, boy, when he gets out in that passing lane, those long arms, he will make some things happen. You need defense. You've gotten the lead by playing solid defense, and he pushes, just flat out beats guys up the floor. Bowman, the challenge, but too much body.
Berry will return for West Virginia. Greer at the line, trying to break the tie. It is the 6th time we have been tied in this game, and he does. 7 points for the senior from Washington Heights. And you can see, is that ice now they put on the knee where he took the blow? It is wrapped, and he's sitting on the court. He tried. He came back and battled.
Yeah. Gave him some good passes in transition.
Both at the line for Greer. Has 8 in the game, and it's a 2-point lead for Rutgers. Hewitt is on. He'll be the point guard in the absence of Lyles. Berry to Kahn. Looks inside. No place to go. Back to Hewitt. Had Billet in the air momentarily. Now Bowman. To Kahn. Let's see if he goes to the hook. This time a turnaround job. Bending no good, and the rebound pulled down by Thompson. Back come the Knights. They've got the lead by 2. Heading to the critical part of the game now, the final 3.5 minutes. Every mistake will be magnified from here on in.
Good job by Bowman to deny Kent.
Billet hands to Greer, shot clock at 10. Thompson, baseline jumper, might have been partially blocked. Brought back by Hewitt. He's got Armstead and Bowman with him, and he went behind his back one too many times. Here's Greer. They've got numbers. Kent buries it.
Sweet play. You're right. Hewitt, poor decision. Too much traffic to try to press your way through there.
67-63. They have matched their largest lead of the second half at 4. Kent is 6 of 7 tonight. He can't make free throws very well, but his shooting percentage is unbelievable.
Yeah, his career is best at Rutgers.
That's going to be number 4 on Rashad Kent.
Or is that number 5? No, that's 4. You're right.
2:45 to play will take us to a break. We'll take the timeout with the teams. Kevin Bannon's club has regained the lead, 67-63. Stay with us. More to come from Morgantown. Point shooting, especially by Jeff Billet.
Yeah, he faked like he was going through the lane. The defense collapses, and he doesn't get out in time, and you cannot give this guy any space. Look at that, just wide open. Armstead nowhere near him.
Well, the three-point shooting has been a huge factor for the Scarlet Knights tonight. He's got 7 of their 9. West Virginia has just 3. So that's a big difference. The Mountaineers have done a better job at the free throw line, but here you see the three-point shooting in the second half. 4 of 5.
What's remarkable is he's a known quantity coming in, and yet he's still able to be smart enough to come off screens, rub defenders, and still get that many looks.
All 4 of those three-pointers in the second half belong to Todd Billet. Now Hewitt with it. 2.5 to go. Mountaineers need a good offensive set. It'll be a three-pointer by Berry.
Yeah, pretty
so
good
Brooks
answer.
has the answer. 7 points for him. 1-point lead for the Scarlet Knights. This one is going to go down to the wire. 32nd timeout called by Kevin Bannon. And that's just what they needed from Barry. As you mentioned, he has really been quiet, especially in scoring, since he suffered that concussion.
Yeah, got thrown to the ground, and it just really hasn't come out aggressively enough. But this time sets up, finds a gap. Yeah, that was a big one.
And a week ago, as a matter of fact, against Marshall, the game played down in Charleston, he took a blow to the cheekbone too. I asked him after the game, I said, "You got to get out of these people's way." He said, "I know." He has really taken some shots, but he is hung tough. Very determined senior.
That was a large part of that great effort against Tennessee. He played super basketball, and they got great contributions from a lot of different guys. But
well, I'll tell you what, though, Doris, we've seen teams in this league get close, get down to the closing minutes and not be able to finish off. It happened to West Virginia against Tennessee. And we'll see what happens with these two teams tonight. We remind you that our game is produced and distributed by ESPN Regional Television Incorporated. Bill and Tom and John, our entire crew down here in Morgantown. Great place to come. Great place for basketball. Billet with it. Shot clock at 15. Billet the dump down to Kent. We'll go to the line.
well, where is it? Is it on the shot or is it a weak side board? No, it's on a shot.
It is number 4 on Bowman.
Good use of the timeout by Kevin Bannon. He wanted to make sure he set the play.
Well, if you want to put somebody at the line, though, this is the guy to put there.
Right. They were hoping he'd finish it.
And the Fairmont, West Virginia native getting some abuse from the Mountaineer maniacs behind us. And they can be entertaining.
I don't think Mr. Kent would call them entertaining, however. We will.
I think it depends on whether you win or lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got 1 out of 2. That's 14 for Rashad Kent. And you build him as the strongest player in the Big East, and he might be that. 2-point difference. West Virginia ball. Less than 2 to play. We're in regulation. Off the Barry screen, Armstead. Good job by Thompson to stay with him as he pushes it back to Hewitt. And now Gail Catlett wants a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, both coaches understanding they need good looks. So Gail with 18 ticks will make sure his guys get it, I would think, to Bowman. The interesting thing about Bowman, if you put a big guy on him and try to body him, he could step away and shoot jump shots on you. If you put a small guy on him, he's just going to shoot right over the top. So he's a very hard guard.
And he's so quick he can go right around you, too.
He's deceptive. 6'9", stronger than that frame might suggest.
He is listed at 6'9", at 211 pounds, so he's rather thin. When you put him up beside Kent at 265 and Kareem Wright at 285.
Yeah, they've shown different looks on him, Rutgers. You've had Kent guard him. You've had Dabney guard him. I think Wright got some minutes on him early in the first half.
And they have put Dabney back on the court right now, along with Billet, Greer, Kent, and Thompson. Hewitt with it. He's out there with Armstead. This is Barry, Bowman, and Moss. Those are the 5 now for West Virginia. Mountaineers with 1:30 to go in the game. Bowman. No basket. It was before the shot. It goes on Kent, and that will be 5.
Well, you know that quickness you just spoke to. There you see it. He forces Kent to defend laterally, and he's not up to it.
Gail Catlett frantically getting his team to surround him because you have, a moment or two before you have to make the change. But Kent has fouled out for just the second time this year. He leads with 14 points. And 9 rebounds, so he did not have a double-double.
The second of the Big East in boards. He's 6'6". Remarkable what he's able to do. Eddie Griffin from Seton Hall. What an outstanding player, leading the conference in the country in rebounding.
Timeout situation is this. West Virginia has a full and a 30. Rutgers has a full and 2 30s. And the possession arrow favors the Scarlet Knights.
And what you're telling us is this could be a long 1 minute 31 seconds.
Very long. Bowman to the line. He's 2 of 2. Both came in the first half. Nice stroke. 19 now for Calvin. Bowman had 13 in the second meeting between these two teams, which came in the last game of the regular season. And West Virginia has done a good job with their line. They're 11 of 12.
I haven't seen much pressure from West Virginia. It'd be interesting if they come with it, if they make it. No, going to back and go force Rutgers to play in the half court.
Well, you know how much Gail Catlett loves to press,
Yes.
but he just doesn't feel that he has the team that can press. So one of those 30-second timeouts is gone, taken by Rutgers. They're down to 1-1. So is West Virginia. So we played to 1:26 seconds left, and it's 68-68. We haven't settled anything.
Nope. And you look at Rutgers' 4 losses in conference. They come by an average of 5.3. I mean, he's really been in every game, Kevin Bannon.
Rutgers 11 of 20 at the line. West Virginia 12 of 13. There's the timeout situation. Each of those a full and a 30 remaining. You look at their losses. They lost to Villanova by 4. They lost to Notre Dame by 7. They lost to St. John's by 9. And they lost to Syracuse by 1. Both these teams came back from double-digit deficits to chase the Orange to the wire, but Syracuse won.
Yeah, it's been a problem for Rutgers getting down to good teams. They've shown some character coming back, but it's the start of games that have really bitten them.
Greer, Billet, Axani, Dabney, and Thompson. It's Bowman, Hewitt, Moss, Berry, and Armstead. Those are the 10 players on the court in a tie game. We wind down toward the final minute of regulation. Axani to Billet. Well, you got to jump out on him. Here's Greer, pressured by Berry. Billet. They jump out, defending that 3. Dumps it inside. Berry was there. Thompson keeps it alive. It's blocked. Hewitt comes back. We're in the final minute. Hewitt against Greer. Gets him in the air. Turns, misses the shot. Tracked down by Greer.
No foul call.
It's 68-68. Hewitt found himself open after chasing it all the way down the court and then missed the short shot.
Yeah, aggressive play by the freshman. Can't finish it. Might use another one if you're Kevin. Yeah, he's going to make sure he gets a good shot.
There is a 16-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Game clock at 43, shot clock at 27. Well, the youngster, Jay Hewitt, had that ball in his hands all the way down the court. And instead of looking for somebody else, he spun around, had the open shot, and just came up short.
If you don't get a great look at it, why not dribble that basketball out? But that's youth, and those are the kinds of mistakes with young guys on the floor that you get. But circle that thing out, use your shot clock, put some pressure on Rutgers to defend you, and get to the ball into Bowman's or Armstead's, your 2 key scorers.
That was the final 30-second timeout for the Scarlet Knights.
Now, it's interesting that you think about Rutgers and what they want to do. As you said, the shot clock, game clock differential. Do you want to get a quick look in case you don't make it? Do you want to defend West Virginia? If they make it, you want an opportunity to get it back.
That might have been the longest 30-second timeout in college basketball this year. 68-68. Here's Greer, the senior. Berry, the senior, picks him up. The 2 experienced players matched up. Billet guarded by Armstead. Bowman picks him up. Now Greer. Hand to Billet. Long 3. Line drives it short. Berry has the rebound. And he'll take a timeout. That'll be the final 30-second timeout for West Virginia. So the time showing is the time remaining, and Gail Catlett wants it to be a full timeout. So Gail Catlett will take the full timeout. His team has the ball at midcourt. We have 22.1 seconds to go. We mentioned right at the beginning that this is just the second of only 3 home games for the Mountaineers in Morgantown in the month of January. They have a lot of activity on the road coming up. Heading to Notre Dame on Sunday. A week from now, they'll be playing at Rutgers. Then they've got Seton Hall in their final January home game on the 27th. And then at Pittsburgh on the 31st. Let's set it up for you as far as the Scarlet Knights are concerned. They'll take on Boston College. Then a rematch a week from tonight at home against West Virginia. They've got number 9 Syracuse, number 19 Seton Hall, and then Pittsburgh. So never easy, no matter where you play, Doris, road or home.
Well, a tough go if you're Rutgers, because you come in 0-4 and you're staring down the face of 3 of your next 4 Big East games on the road. And scrapping here to get this one, this would be huge for them.
You know what's funny to me as you look at that schedule, that game coming up on the 31st between West Virginia and Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh, as big a rivalry as it is not going to be on television.
Wow.
How about that? All right, what does Gale have in store here?
Well, I think you obviously have got to get the ball to Calvin Bowman. If you can work the 2-man game with he and Armstead, I think you're in pretty good shape.
Instead, they go inside to Moss and set it up. And now Gale takes his final, the 32nd timeout. Maybe he wanted to see what they were going to do defensively. I don't know. Yeah,
perhaps. Were they going to be in the man-to-man or the zone? I had to believe, given the way they've played in the second half, it was going to be man-to-man.
So Gale Catlett will go to work. And on the other bench, it's Kevin Bannon. A matchup of 2 guys with a lot of experience. Kevin Bannon, although he's 43 years old, this is his 19th year in coaching. He had great success at Rider and also at Trenton State. Gale, as you mentioned, terrific years at Cincinnati before coming home to West Virginia.
Kevin is definitely a Jersey guy. Rutgers, the ideal job for him. His wife is from the Jersey Shore area.
Well, we have a prediction from the table here, and John Butera, who handles our stats, predicts that Armstead will take the shot from the corner.
I'm saying Bowman.
All right. Well, if he's wrong, he's driving both of us home tonight. How's that? Here's Oliver. It's Armstead. Hewitt. That's the time remaining in the game right there. It's tied. Moss.
Oh, he had Bowman, Moss.
Here's Oliver. Armstead. 5 seconds. Baseline fadeaway. Armstead. Bang!
Good call.
Here's Greer at the buzzer. Won't go, and West Virginia has escaped. 70-68.
A tough shot, but you use 2 timeouts to get it, and Gale is loving life.
The winning shot by Lionel Armstead from the baseline. Not quite the corner, but close enough.
And I'm sure that's what was drawn up on the sideline, but he created the space necessary with the dribble and the step back.
Another tough loss, another close loss in conference play. Scarlet Knights are now 0-5, and they must think, what do we have to do to win a game in this conference?
Yeah, and here it is. See, he goes like he's going to tackle the basket. He's got Greer on him, so he needed to create space because Greer's got so much size, and he does that. See, there's the direct and the step back, the float, the hang. Tough shot.
Hey, you can't defend it much better than you did.
No, you cannot. Greer did his job.
With 1.8 seconds to go, Greer got the final shot. It got a piece of the glass and the iron. But here's the winning shot for West Virginia as the Mountaineers go to 10-4, 1-2 in conference play. Scarlet Knights are now 8-8. They are 0-5 in the conference. Another terrific effort, though, by Todd Billet. He had 25 points. Kent had 14 before he fouled out.
Yeah, they thought if they could keep it in the 60s, it would be a close contest. Rutgers did a solid job, and Billet, what can you say? Kept him in the game with his long distance shooting.
Bowman had 20. Armstead with the winning shot finishes with 17, and there are the updated numbers. West Virginia at 10-4, 1-2 in conference play. Rutgers is 8-8. They are 0-5 in conference play. Chris Moss got the start tonight for the Mountaineers. He played pretty effectively. Brooks Berry helped pick him up with a couple of threes off the bench, but that is the winning shot. West Virginia wins it. Our final tonight in Morgantown, West Virginia. The Mountaineers 70 and the Scarlet Knights 68. Our thanks to our outstanding crew here in Morgantown. For Doris Burke, I'm John Sanders. Thanks for watching Big East Basketball. This has been a presentation